This is Top Tier Tiers. We're back with the yellow segment of Star Wars, and we're going to launch straight in with the first card. It is Escape from the First Order, Finn. This is a Force Awakens card, and it is your advanced summon for the Force Awakens deck. If you have the Talent of the Pilot, Ray, which is the Brainstorm, and Premonition of Friendship, BB-8, which is the 2-1 level 3 assist, this gets -1 level in hand. For each of your other Force Awakens characters, this gains 500 power, and when this is placed from hand to stage, you may heal 1.
Yeah, so you get to 12-5. So
yes, I know a specific Austrian who absolutely hates this profile, who has a personal vendetta against this profile. And while I don't begrudge him for his vendetta, I think he's a little irrational about it. This is automatically a 13k in most instances. That is pretty substantial. It is also a heal, which is also valuable.
12-5. No, Premonition of Friendship is a 2k plus. Yeah, you're right, 13k.
Yep. So between that and the fact this is a pretty massive card, you're probably going to have a reasonably good chance of surviving unless your opponent has like an anti-something bomb.
And additionally, you still have lightsabers, so even if they have their own huge early play, you can still get over it.
Yes, but okay, so about this friend of mine whose issue with the advanced summon is that it is actually a 3-cost advanced summon because you have to play a 2 on assist.
What? What?
Yeah,
what?
What?
That doesn't make sense. When do you not play an assist behind your advanced summon anyways?
Sometimes you don't, and that's fine.
I know, but like Chris, okay, your friend, kind of. Your friend and a sponsored player of Strictly Broken TCG is completely wrong about this being a 3-cost advanced summon.
Oh my god!
Come on, man, that doesn't make sense.
It is a 3-cost advanced summon in the context of you wanting 10 stock to go off with Gochusa, right? That's like the downside. You got to pay 3 stock all up, and that's why you don't want to advance summon in the first place.
Yeah, but like, do you really advance someone unless you can protect your advance summon? Like, it's like you don't even want advance summon go choose that. Like, that's come on. Like, you don't actually want
exactly. But I personally don't. But I mean, some people do, and that is an option that should be available to someone, especially if you've got like a Fox type advance summon which protects itself anyway.
Yeah. But I don't know, man. I think this card is what the hell, Mr. Your friend. I don't know.
Hey, you're sponsoring him, man.
As far as early plays go, though,
I don't know what you're talking about.
As far as early plays go, this card is really good.
It's fine. It's a 13k early play. Because you can maybe play BB-8 for no stock, that makes it even better. Because BB-8's like a card by himself, right? He's a pro. And this is a heal to boot, which is fine because the Force Awakens deck does not have a particularly powerful late game. It's like banking on Rey to like negative for them a couple times, hopefully.
Yeah.
Or you could be a real baller and play Kylo Ren, but that also makes you like retarded, so don't do it.
To be fair though, unlike most of the -2 soul combos, because you also have an additional draw engine in lightsaber, you are more likely to be able to do the combo multiple times.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I still don't think it's particularly
I still don't think it's powerful.
Anyway,
this card is...
the fact that this heals down and maybe gives you a bit more time to sit on your fat fins and play your raise down eventually in one big fell swoop, that makes this card more than fine. It's like a playable plus because it's an early play heal that's really fat, and it might even be like only 2 stock, which is cool. Like that's fine, I guess.
Yep, I think playable plus is exactly right.
He's also black.
Okay, so Smuggler and Solo, this card's SP. I'd like to point out it's 3k on Yute and 10k in Japanese stores because I don't know why. Because I'm attempting to get a max rarity Han Solo deck, and that's not easy, let me tell you. Anyway, he is a 3/2 10k. He is a Musashi. Up to once a turn, when damage dealt by this is cancelled, you may mill 1 and deal X damage to your opponent, where X is 1 plus that milled card's level. And then it also has, when this attacks, you may discard a card from hand. If you do, this gets 2k and 1 soul for the turn.
It's like pretty reasonable. like as far as Musashi effects are concerned. It has flexible
It's,
soul pump, so you can.
yeah, like it's everything the original Musashi wishes it was. Like it can side attack flexibly and deal pinpoint damage. Unfortunately, you can't allocate the soul elsewhere, but it's still fine.
Then it
You
would
can
be Toma.
just to get some power. Like that's still fine. And then it is just Musashi, which is not like that. That's hardly a downside. So it's a
Importantly, it combos real good with the next one.
I yes, I agree. It's a good card. It is vulnerable to money counters and the like, but what isn't? Like
Yeah.
whatever.
This card is good. I think it's actually just a flat good.
It's good. This is just a good card. Next card, Secret Mission Layer. Okay, so this is the recipient of the worst art for climax by far. The card, like this card itself, is like whatever. 3/2 10k. When this is placed from hand to stage, you may put the top card. It's a heal. Yeah, when you may heal. And climax combo when Metal Ceremony is placed to the climax zone. So the yellow non Force Awakened deck is forced to play Metal Ceremony, which is a stock soul, and Mission, which is a shot. So Mission is a Han Solo climax, and Metal Ceremony is a Leia climax.
Yes.
3/2 10k heal. When the stock soul is placed to climax zone, you may give a character 1k and 1 soul and the ability to cancel burn once.
Again, real good with the Han Solo. Like actually.
Yeah, you can just give the Han Solo a billion soul, and then they can like attack and do stuff. Like
Importantly, it makes side attacking a more valid option
yes,
to get exact damage.
yes, you can diversify, or you can put all the eggs in one basket. It's very flexible, and while you do have to play a climax, the nature of cancel burn does make that less problematic, especially since your other level 3 is a Musashi anyway.
Yeah. It's actually a very powerful endgame for the yellow deck. It's very
especially because it doesn't cost anything. That's the best part.
Everything is free.
Wait, can't you just splash this endgame into the Force Awakens deck?
You could.
I think
You
that might be the way.
Well, you wouldn't be able to find it.
You can't search it, and you do want to use like there's a couple climax combos you probably want to do.
Yeah.
Like the Finn climax combo and then the Rey climax combo. But like you could, I suppose.
It's just going to be really hard to find.
Just cut the Ray for this endgame. This endgame's good. It's actually good. Like,
it's fine, but you can't like get it. Like the only brainstorm that searches yellow only, and like a fair number of the good Force Awakens cards all rely on like having other Force Awakens cards. Like the advanced summon needs you to run the blue Force Awakens brainstorm, so you can't use that brainstorm anyway. And this is level 3, so you can't search it with like a Ricky or whatever. So it does become a bit.
The only way you can really find it is by drawing into it, either through the lightsaber event or through clocking.
Yeah, that's still fine. Like you could possibly do it, maybe experiment with it. I'm just gonna play the mono yellow deck because Harrison Ford.
Yeah. Also
Next
Carrie
card.
Fisher, but this card is good. Actually, like it's a very good card.
Yeah. Lightsaber,
especially in the context of the deck.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's more than fine. I think it's a bit underrated, to be honest.
Yeah.
Lightsaber in hand, Finn. 00500. It's a Force Awakens card. When this is placed from hand to stage, choose a character. That character gains 1k for the turn. And when this is reversed in battle, you may stock bomb your level 0 opponent.
Yeah, you're probably playing some number of these in the Force Awakens deck.
I love the art.
You also probably play some number of this in the yellow deck as well.
I freaking love this art. Can you imagine this guy in the parking lot of like Comic-Con? He's freaking just yelling, "Oh, come get some!"
And then you can just like imagine hearing all the sirens as the cops show up to shoot him.
Whoa, that's racist. This guy looks completely white to me. I don't know what you're talking about.
This card is playable.
Yeah, this is a playable card. I don't know how many you play because I haven't built the Force Awakens deck, but it's like whatever.
It's decent filler for the yellow deck as well, but the yellow deck also has a runner, so.
All right, next card. Scoundrel, Han Solo. Look at that art, man. This is the reason to play the deck.
Han shoots first, man.
001k. During your turn, your other front row center slot character gets 1k. Pay 1, tap this, brainstorm. For each flip 4 for each climax you hit, search your deck for up to 1 yellow character and add it to your hand.
Yep. You'll play it. It's good enough.
It's a 4 of, and it comes in foil. I would not play any fewer because it comes in foil.
Next up, the runner.
Han Solo 0025. When this is placed from hand to stage, if there are 3 or more climaxes in your waiting room, put the top card of your deck in clock, which is obviously like a significant downside. But hopefully you're playing it at like turn 1, so it's not that big a deal. And then it's a free runner for 2/5.
This is going to be the go-to beater of choice at level 0. Although the downside is substantial. That is not free.
This card is sweet. I own 4, thanks to you, too.
Yeah. You're playing this. It's playable plus in my mind.
Oh, yeah. No, this is a good card.
Is it good?
Like,
I guess
yeah.
the detriment's not like detrimental enough. Yeah, it's still good. Free runners.
We're in the modern Weiss era. Like, you're very rarely going to have to play this card. And even when you do, it doesn't, like, lose you the game in some instances. Like, it's just 1 extra damage rather than losing you an attack.
Yeah.
And, like, you can sometimes just have refreshed already and then play this, and then you don't get the downside.
Yep. Yeah. Good card.
Captain of the Millennium Falcon, Han Solo. So this is a bit of a finicky level 1 combo. It's a during your turn it gets 2k, so it's a 106k. That's already like baseline sort of okay. Then you've got climax combo. When the battle opponent of this is reversed, if you have mission in the climax zone and you have another reversal situation, Chewbacca, this is the bond to Han Solo. This deck has 2 bonds to its plus and combo. Cool, I know.
Yep.
Look up to 3 cards from the top of your deck, choose 1 and add it to hand, put the rest in your waiting room. The other thing you need to know is that reversal situation Chewbacca gives 1k to all of your Han Solos, which means this will be a 7k on your turn and goes to 8k with the mission climax. That can be pumped further with a variety of other cards. But
or like another reversal, and notably the reversal is a cost bond, not a ditch bond. So your engine is like using a bond engine to get the rest of your engine online. It's pretty great, honestly.
It's good. Like this is a really solid combo. It's much better than like the rewrite version, and I dare say it's a lot better than the SAO version, simply because you get so much power. And yeah, you're still vulnerable to like Gochi Usa, but even then you bonded, so you got your plus anyway. That's like wait, it is a pay 1 plus, right?
No,
I'm
it's
pretty
free.
sure it's. No. The bond. The bond is pay 1.
Bond is pay 1.
So, yes. So you get your plus anyway. So this is like pluses on pluses. And like the Chewie isn't even like a bad card. Like it does give the power, and then you just put it up front and whack. And that's
you are likely doing a 4/4 split because of how important the combo is.
Well, you're playing 4/4 for sure.
Yeah.
Like you need both.
You need both. But this combo is actually very powerful.
Yeah, it's pretty strong.
Playable plus.
Yeah. So next,
it's definitely the most powerful plussing combo in the set.
Which is really weird, right? Maybe Jabba's strong. No, I don't think so. I think this is probably
the most powerful plussing combo in the set.
Probably the most powerful. I don't know about like there are some events you want to play in the yellow deck. Like the 2/2 event, I think is actually worth playing.
Yeah.
Because you don't have anything else.
Again, there are some really good events in this set too, though. So.
Yeah. Plus, you can like mill out more Han Solos to bond with more Chewbaccas, which is cool, I guess. Next card, new name Finn. This is the other level 1 plussing combo. It's what changes into what the 0/0 changes into. It's a 5/5, and when the battle opponent is reversed, if you have I can do this, which is another great Star Wars rare. You should go look at it. It looks pretty great. I can do this is a wind. Then you can search your deck for up to 1 Force Awakens character out of hand and shuffle your deck.
It's fine. Mikon is fine. It's less good these days than it used to be.
I think you don't get the absurd power that Han does get, so it's less good, yeah.
Yeah, but it's still perfectly playable, and this is going to be your level 1 combo in the Force Awakens deck.
Yes. Starfighter Pilot Poe. It's a 1/0 Ellie. That's like cool, I guess.
That's it. It's bondable with a cost bond.
No, it's not Ellie for yellow. It's Ellie for Force Awakens.
Yeah, it's Ellie for Force Awakens. It's bondable by the BB-8.
Yes, BB-8. Yeah.
It's perfectly fine. There is also an apples combo that might be more tempting.
Yes.
In some situations, but it doesn't stop this from being playable. In fact, it's still like a perfectly reasonable alternative.
Yes. All right, next card, Starfighter Pilot Poe. It's a 1/0/4/5.
Roar of Wookiee.
Oh, no, my bad. Roar of Wookiee, Chewbacca, 1/0/6/5. If the level of the character opposite of this is higher than this card's level, it can't front attack. There aren't really any ways to pump level, so this is like a 2-of beater in the yellow deck, simply because...
If you need it.
You need 1/0s, basically.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I'm I don't want to play Lando. He's not quite that good.
No.
Of course.
This card is fine.
Yeah, it's not. It's no. There's no problem with this card.
All right, Carrie Fisher has never actually looked this good because she is a severe meth head or heroin addict. Either one.
Holy, that's hot.
Yeah, it's not only is it hot, it's a assist and it's a Taketsubo for anything. You can pay one, put the top card of your deck in clock, tap this to search your deck for a level 1 or lower character, add it to hand.
Importantly, this is one of the reasons why the yellow deck might not play Ricky.
I'm not playing Ricky because it's a $25 card.
But this is actually one of the reasons to not be playing Ricky in the yellow deck. Repeatable Takatsubo effect on an assist, perfectly fine. This card is great. Playable
This
plus.
card is good. This card is straight up good.
Sure. I can get behind it. Like, it's a repeatable Ricky effect. You probably won't use it more than once or twice, but like it gets the job done.
This is what allows the deck to play like a bunch of cards out immediately. You can play like a runner. You can play like 2 runners immediately, and that's not a problem because of this card.
So this card's great though. This is you're not playing the Ricky in yellow because of this.
Ironically, this doesn't make your deck as good at tri-fielding as some decks do because Ricky's power is being able to attack on the same turn.
Yeah.
But this is also an assist, so it's not like it's a bad card to have.
Yeah, it compensates elsewhere.
All right, next card. Reversal Situation Chewbacca. We already talked about this one. It's a 0/0.
500.
Why is the card with lower power after the card behind? Whatever. This is a... That's weird, right? It's usually by power. Whatever. This is 0/500 bonds to pay 1 bond to Han Solo and gives all those Han Solos 1k. You usually end up putting this in the front row alongside a couple of Han Solos, and that's fine. Like
It's a
as long
playable
as they
plus
don't
card
have-
though. You're still jamming the full set.
Yeah, absolutely. Like this is playable plus along with the combo.
Yep. Maz Kanata. This is your lightsaber bond in the Force Awakens deck.
The old lady. It's got come in play ditch bond to lightsaber. During your turn, all your Force Awakens characters get 500 power. And when you play an event, give a character 1k for the turn. This is like a gimpy version of the R2D2. It's still very worth playing, I think.
Yeah.
This is a staple in the Force Awakens deck. But R2D2 is just so much more utility that this can't compare well to R2D2.
No, it doesn't. The only fortune is that if you may play more than one lightsaber, this does get 500 power more efficiency than the R2D2. But unfortunately, it's a ditch bond, whereas the blue deck gets to play Obi-Wan, which is a cost bond, in a fairly stock light deck. So there's a couple issues. This card is still fundamentally playable, and you're going to be playing probably 2 or 3 of this in the Force Awakens deck, just because, again, lightsaber is that good.
It is yet another ditch bond if you so need it. I don't think you do.
No, but again, lightsaber is that good. Lightsaber is all the discard outlets you need in this deck.
Next card, we've got Rescue Chewbacca. It's a 1/0 yellow. Unfortunately, not playable in the mono yellow deck because it is Force Awakens. When this is placed from hand to stage, if you have 2 or more other Force Awakens characters, it gets 2k for the turn, so it's like a 6/5, whatever. When another Force Awakens character is front attacked, you may sack this. If so, give that character 1/5 for the turn.
I don't think the yellow deck cares much about field. Either yellow deck or level 1 game plan cares enough about field to want to have a field counter that's only big on 1 turn. So this card is not great.
It's like a niche card. I could see it being played if you want to protect like your fins or your pose. Like I could see that happening. Or maybe you could play this in the stupid Jedi Master Luke deck.
Oh god.
I don't really want to think about that, but like that's a possibility, right?
Yeah, I guess. I still don't. I'm not in. I'm not about
It's
this.
also a nombo because like if you don't have 2 back row and you sack this, then doesn't it lose power? No, wait, it's 2 or more. Never mind. It's not a nombo.
Yeah, it's not a complete nombo, but yeah, it's whatever.
All right, here's the other card you might consider for the mono yellow deck: Ewoks, 1/05k. When this attacks, if you have 3 or more other yellow characters, it is an attacking 7k.
As far as level 1 filler options concerned, this is perfectly reasonable. It's going to be bigger on offense than the 1065, but it's going to be smaller on defense. But the plus note is it's always an attacker, where the 1065 isn't.
I mean, the reason that I'd rather play the 6-5 is because we do have a 2K counter.
Yeah. So there are reasons. Notably, this is Return of the Jedi, so you won't be playing this in the Force Awakens deck,
Unfortunate.
which is
But
unfortunate.
whatever.
Card is
Lando
fine.
Calrissian.
It's playable.
I'd like to point out. I'm just excited to get to Lando.
This
This
card's-
guy is voiced by Norio Wakamoto, and he doesn't have a sign, and that makes me very unhappy.
Oh, disappointment. This is probably one of my favorite cards for the entire set, though. He's just doing like the arms out, like.
He's Lando. Look at him. He's baller as all.
Unfortunately, this is only one of. He only has 2 cards, and the other one's a counter, and it's in green.
This card is just a 1175. If you have 3 more other yellow characters, it has yellow on core. It is very mediocre.
Yeah, it's like playable minus.
I think so. You could definitely play it. I'm not a fan though.
Yeah.
Reunion Poe. So Poe comes face to face with Finn again. When Brilliant Battle is, this is another really dumb looking climax. When Brilliant Battle is placed in your climax zone, reveal the top card of your deck. If it is a Force Awakens character, you don't add it to hand. Instead, everything gets 1 soul for the turn.
It's also an anti-level stock bomb.
This is a 2K 1 soul combo.
It's terrible. It's really bad. Notably speaking, this is basically the same level as the 2-1 Kylo Ren, where you ignore the climax combo and you play it for the second effect. He has a good second effect.
You should also note that this is playable in the normal yellow deck. You don't need to have
Force Awakens straight. It only goes
you
by
don't need
color.
Force Awakens. This is a card you can just play in the mono yellow deck to get rid of pesky advanced summons, and that is more than fine.
Yeah. This card is playable. Playable plus.
Yes.
Even.
No, this is playable plus.
But it gets the job done.
Playable in multiple decks. It doesn't have the downside of the red one, where your opponent might be able to save it with Encore. And, well, green only goes in green. So this is actually just the best one in the set, I think.
Yeah, it's the most flexible.
Yes.
So.
Next card, think of their son, Han
This is a
Solo and
screenshot from the movie.
Yeah, this is one of a few. 001K. When this is placed from hand to the stage, you put the top 2 cards of your library in the waiting room. If there was a climax placed like that, this gets 3K for the turn. When this is placed from stage to waiting room, you may pay costs, pay 2. If you do, search your deck for up to 1 Force Awakens character, add it to hand, and shuffle your deck.
You probably don't play this.
I think you could consider playing it just for the mill, and like you can use the 2 to search out the stock bomb in a really dire situation, or just another copy of this.
Sure.
But I do agree. I don't think it's particularly playable. It's like playable minus simply because it's a mill 2.
Yeah. The pay 2 searches generally tend to be the weakest way to get your pluses, so.
Yeah. All right, next card, Wicket. So this little critter, it's a 1/5. When it comes to play, it gets 1/5 for the turn, and bond to Princess Leia. It's one of your only discard outs in yellow, so you definitely play this, and it also bonds to one of your stronger late game cards.
I don't remember which one it even bonds to.
It bonds to level 3.
No, it doesn't. It bonds to the level 1 counter.
1/0 counter. What am I saying? Yeah, it bonds to the 1/0 counter. You play this because it's a discard out.
The 1/0 counter is a 2K counter if you have enough stock, which you should in the yellow deck. This card is like playable. It's a discount. Because you don't get to play lightsaber in this deck. You just don't have as much hand manipulation as you necessarily like, especially when you're only playing Anticipate as your...
You only really have 2 ways to ditch cards in this deck, but that's okay.
Well, we're about to get to the other one, which is...
Well, 3 ways counting this next one.
Yeah.
Nien Num. This is a ditch. This is a drop searcher for a yellow character from your deck, which is fine. Like you can get anything, including your stock bomb, which is more than fine, I guess.
Yeah, you'll play some copy just because it's one of the few ditch outs.
Oh, so it has Lando on it.
Yeah, but unfortunately, Lando's not named.
He's on the flavor text.
Yeah.
Lobot. When this is reversed in battle, if you have 1 or fewer other yellow characters, put this in clock. No. Bad.
Yeah, this is really bad.
This is not played. You have a runner.
Yep.
Neck and neck battle, Han Solo, 004K. When this is placed from hand to stage, if your opponent has 3 or more waiting climax cards in their waiting room, rest this. Oh, so bad, you have a runner. Not worth it.
Notably, it is Force Awakens trait, but it's not enough
I
to
don't
justify
think
it.
that changes anything. No.
All right.
Princess Leia, 102K counter. It is just a 102K counter. When you use the backup of this, if you have 4 more cards in stock, give a character an extra 1K for.
Yep.
So if you have 4 more stock, it's a 2K counter. Not very difficult.
No. It's perfectly playable, and it's also bondable, so you'll have it a lot in the yellow deck.
Yep. All right.
Oh,
next card.
this one's fun. This one's really fun.
Yeah. So these cards are sweet. Rescue Operation Han Solo. If you have another Wookiee Chewbacca, this gains 3K power and 1 soul. If you have Millennium Falcon in your memory, this gains another 3K power. And when a level 2 or higher battle opponent this is reversed, you may put the top card of your deck in stock. So Millennium Falcon is what this all revolves around.
But we'll get to that in a moment because here's the other half of the pair.
Yes, Wookiee Chewbacca 2155. If you have another Rescue Operation Han Solo, so the card we just talked about, this gains 3K power to become a 2185. And when this attacks, if you have Millennium Falcon in your memory, it gains another 3K power to be attacking as an 115. And then it has Yellow Encore, which is great.
And we'll just jump to the event.
Great, when I say great, I don't mean like great. I mean like it's fine.
Yeah.
Now, the reason these cards are playable is because Millennium Falcon is a 2/2 event, which reads, if you have no yellow characters, you can't play this. Search your deck for up to 1 Rescue Operation Han Solo and up to 1 Wookiee Chewbacca. Put them in separate slots on the stage and shuffle your deck. So what this does is you're paying 2 stock to go +1 and get that plus gets you 2 costed characters. So in reality, you're saving stock by playing this card.
And notably, one of your costed characters is 2 soul.
Yes.
And 10K. And can generate an additional stock if your opponent's playing level 2s.
So this combo is actually worth playing. It's not often that they print level 2s that are just worth playing, but they've been doing that on a tear lately. And these cards are definitely what you want to play at level 2. Like, it is actually a strong combo. I wouldn't put it anything higher than just playable because it is still just a role player, but it is very certainly what you want to play in the deck. And it's also kind of sweet.
Oh, it's super sweet. But yeah, absolutely. I do agree. It's just a really cool combo. All
Especially because you can take the event off the Han Solo.
Yeah.
Han Solo check top 3, which is like that. That's great.
That's a combo.
Right. Next card, Admiral Akbar. The flavor is it's a trap. All your characters in front of this gain 1/5 power. When this is placed from hand to stage, if you have fewer cards in your hand than your opponent, you may put the top card of your deck into your stock.
You could theoretically play this.
This is actually your best support in yellow, strangely enough. I'm not playing it, but you certainly could play it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of your pluses, like, the thing about yellow is, in the early game, you plus like a madman, but from after the Han Solo turn,
you
don't
start
plus
bleeding hand pretty hard.
So it is very possible to just have less hand in your opponent and play this as a 2/1 support, and that's not too bad. Like, that's fine.
The other flaw is that it is still a 2-soul attacker, so.
If necessary, yes. I think this is worth playing as like maybe a one-of, pending testing.
Yeah. All right, on to the events.
Jakku. This is the place that Ray lives, I believe.
Yep.
Planet 1. Yellow counter. Choose a character. That character gains X power, where X is 1K times the number of Force Awakens characters. 5K counter. Boom.
It's fine. I don't think the yellow deck wants to play this, or the Force Awakens deck wants to play this, because again, you have lightsaber.
Why would you? I don't think this is anywhere near playable. The extra power is like maybe okay, but you're not even trying to reverse anything in the Force Awakens deck. Like,
the fact is, this event is largely outclassed by a smaller power counter, but the utility of lightsaber cannot be overstressed. So.
All right. Darjaric Hollow Chess. Flip over the top 3 cards of your deck. Put them in the waiting room. If at least 1 climax card was revealed this way, draw a card. Otherwise, draw 2 cards.
This card is hilarious.
It's interesting.
The floor is, draw 1.
It's a cycle.
It's a 1 stock cycle, which is not good. Pay 1 ditch draw is not good. The ceiling
pay one, draw two, which is, I mean, that's fine. It's one cost plus, but at the point where you're playing this event, if you are not revealing a climax, you're probably drawing a climax, right?
Exactly. It's questionable, especially because I don't think you're gonna be strapped for hand that much because the Han Solo combo is gonna be good enough at level 1.
I think I do like this card enough to play it because it is one of the only ways you're going to draw extra cards and therefore get your Leia combo online, aside from obviously Han Solo's combo, but that's not reliable late game.
My stance is I'm playing at least one, if just for the funny factor.
I think it's more than fine. Like, it does look a bit silly, but I think this card might be better than it looks.
The
And
yellow deck notably has more space for events than the other decks do, just because
like,
it's not locked.
Yeah, you're not dependent on like revealing cards from the top of your deck. You can get events with your climax combo because it's top 3, and this event itself draws cards, so it's very likely that you'll just draw into the cards you want. I definitely foresee playing a couple of these. Like, this is a very event-heavy deck because we haven't gotten to, like, the next event is one I think you play as well.
Yeah, as a whole, Star Wars is an event-heavy set, and a lot of the events are incredibly powerful, so you are incentivized to play a lot of them.
Yep. So this card is really cool. I like it a lot. So it's a counter. Reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a yellow character, add it to hand, ditch a card. That's not the important part. That is a nice hand fix, but it's not the important part. Choose a character. That character gains the ability Anti-Change Stock Bomb.
It's really weird.
I think it's really weird as well, but I do like this. I think that the very existence of this card means that your opponent is going to be really hard pressed to attack him with advanced summons and, like, feel good about it because they might just lose it.
Yeah.
Like, it is fair. You do lose a card, but if you're going into level 2, chances are Han Solo just got you a crap ton of cards. You still have the ability to bond back with Chewbacca, and this card can impact the opponent's board very heavily. Like, for example, the rewrite advanced summon, that card gets completely boned if you stock bomb counter it on their turn. So you get to attack into an empty slot for free. That's really strong. Plus lots of other cards. The new Vivid Strike ones, obviously. Basically any Darth Vader card, like Darth Vader, Luke, whatever. Fox, for example, in Persona 5, Fox can no longer front attack viably because if you have this, everything becomes an anti-change bomb. Like, this is low-key one of the most interesting cards in the set because you are losing a card straight up to do this. But in return, you're getting tempo because you get an open field to whack into. Your opponent can't even encore. Like, the card is stuck in stock.
And again, notably because of the nature of the advantage engines in yellow, you can get away with playing a good number of events because you'll actually be able to find them.
Absolutely. I think this is a very certain card you want to play and is one that people are going to get blown out by, and that's cool. That is actually the last card we've got because Millennium Falcon is the next card. We've already talked about it. Like, I want to give this card playable plus at least. This is a really sweet card. I look forward to playing with it. It's actually interesting enough to make me want to play the yellow deck. It's not just like Harrison Ford, although it is large.
In large part, Harrison Ford.
Yes.
Honestly, like, the nature of the Star Wars sets are very interesting, but I guess we can go into more detail with the overview video. So, we'll be back with that